I'd like to tell you about a dream that I had. I was at this gathering and it seemed like we were about to dance or something. And I wasn't really sure who was leading this gathering. It just seemed very unclear. I thought maybe I was leading it, maybe somebody else was leading it. It didn't really seem like I knew what was going on. But the music started playing, and so I stood up and I got ready to dance, and I was looking around the room, and everybody was laying down on the dance floor or sleeping. But I continued to dance, and I just started moving my body, and but it felt a little constricted, and I felt like I was moving just a little slower than I normally would when I was dancing. But I continued to dance, and then the music stopped, and I was looking around looking for a friend, and I couldn't find him, so I sat down, and then I woke up. And I really believe that dreams have a lot of symbolism. When we look at a dream, we can get a lot of information from that dream. The symbols and the messages, and our brain is always processing, and it's also giving us insight. And especially when those dreams are, you don't forget them when you wake up. And that was this kind of dream. And so I realized, as I was like integrating the message of this dream, I realized that, you know, there's, when we want to dance and move, right? It's, and everyone else around us is sleeping or not ready to move in the way that we're ready to move, right? We cannot allow ourselves to make ourselves small or minimize our message, or go down to meet them where they're at, right? We can't go down, right? We have to allow people to come up to us, right? We have to keep that message here, and let them rise to us. We cannot make ourselves small to make other people comfortable. How often have you done that in your life? How often have you shut down your experience because someone else couldn't hold that for you, or couldn't validate or see it, or just be with you in that, right? Maybe they shut it down. Maybe they didn't understand, and so they used, from their level of consciousness, they shut it down, right? And so then we learn to keep ourselves small. We learn not to move in the way that is authentic for us, right? And so in that dream, it just made me realize, like, we are at a time on this planet right now where there is no time to come down to anybody else. We cannot do that anymore. And we are at a place where we must level up and step into our sovereignty, right? Because sovereignty is where we are self referencing our own soul's truth. And when we make ourselves small, we are just minimizing our soul's truth, and it does a disservice for not only ourselves, but the planet, right? The people that we are here to serve. And so when we're stepping into our sovereignty, it's about empowering ourselves to expand into our soul's potential, right? And right now on the earth, there is no better time than to do that. It is time. The old earth is crumbling. The old earth is breaking down. And right now, this is the time to break through. Because while that old earth is breaking down, those systems that were no longer working, that energy that was creating everything the way it has been created through dominance, power, control, right? All of that. We are now in a time where we get to create anew. We get to paint. The canvas is being, is blank, and we get to create it from love, from a new energy. We can't create the same thing from the same energy, right? We have to start fresh with new energy. And that is all about stepping into our own soul's truth and our sovereignty. And that doesn't have, that's nothing, that's not about power over anybody or isolation or anything like that. It's about stepping into our own soul's truth. And what does that mean for you? Right? What does that mean to speak your truth? Right? Not from a place of fear or or judgment or anything like that. It is your deepest knowing. And even if someone else disagrees with you, that truth cannot be argued with, right? It's not debatable. And so that is the new earth, right? Coming from that place of your own soul's existence, from love, the heart, speaking from the heart, because that is love. And love is really the only thing that exists. Everything around us is just an illusion. And so I invite you to walk with me on this path of sovereignty, of love, of creating a new earth. My name is Stacy Musial, and you can find me at awakenyoursovereignsoul.com. Much love to you.